Hey guys, one of the funnest videos I ever did was about a year ago when we smoked, Randy and I, on the front porch, smoked a dirty Nazi cigarette. Now, smoking is a dirty habit, but it's even dirtier when it's dirty Nazi cigarette. And today we're going to add a dirty Imperial Japanese Army cigarette. So stay tuned. Okay, hopefully most of you saw the previous video. I'd like to say it went viral, but I don't know what qualifies as going viral. We had over 1 million views, and again, that was a year ago. And I did it just for fun. I picked up a packet of Nazi-era cigarettes. I show on here, people say, what makes them Nazi-era? Well, first of all, they were made in Dresden. It's Turkish tobacco. And right here, you see the Nazi acceptance eagle, which means it was issued to German army troops. So all of that makes these war era. And we also use these Walther. This is actually salesman's samples, and these are Walther matches, original Walther matches from, I'm not sure, but I think it was the World War II era. The cigarettes came from Dresden. Dresden literally went up in smoke. We talked about that it was firebombed by the Allies toward the end of the war. And so cigarettes were rationed during the war for the Germans. We gave a little bit of the history. Most of the soldiers, the U.S. soldiers, smoked Lucky Strikes. Now that's our next goal, is to get a packet of original World War II Lucky Strike cigarettes. If you have those, send them our way, and we'll try those out as well. I'm not a smoker, by the way, but I'm having fun doing this. I hate to say that Hitler was ahead of his time, but the truth is he was mostly a vegetarian. He ate mostly raw vegetables and fruits, and he was against smoking and against drinking. In fact, he was avidly against smoking. He forbid it anywhere in his presence. He encouraged women in particular not to smoke at all. So he was ahead of his time in terms of discouraging smoking because German scientists had linked it to cancer. And they were one of the first countries to really try to prohibit its use. They heavily taxed it, just like we do today. They put out ads against it, just like we do today. And he forbid people to smoke indoors, just like we do today. That was well ahead of the other medical experts around the world. And then I already mentioned about eating. People that worked for him said that he did eat meat once in a while, but generally he did not eat meat, and he preferred uncooked vegetables and fruits, etc. And he tried to get the rest of the people to follow suit. But of course, the German soldiers did smoke. Now, one of the funny comments that we got during that time when I did that video, if you look at the comments, a number of people said, oh, he was all about healthy eating and no drinking, no smoking, but yet he was a meth addict. And it's true. So he was a little bit hypocritical. They actually supplied, we know they supplied stimulants, different drugs to the troops to keep them fighting, keep them moving, so that they could conquer their enemy and give them an advantage. All three armies, American, German, and Japanese, did ration cigarettes. It was part of their rations, and American soldiers got about 20 cigarettes a day. And of course, if you didn't smoke, you would trade them to others. So if you had a friend who didn't smoke, you could get his. The Germans had a ration of about 8 cigarettes a day, but during certain parts of the war, they didn't even get those 8. And that was particularly after the bombing of Dresden. I'm not sure, this is the Japanese packet of cigarettes. I'll give you close-ups of these. The Japanese cigarettes, they were also rationed. I'm not sure how many they got, but they were in short supply, so they were often not available. This was Turkish tobacco. We know Lucky Strike, the tobacco came from the southern states, but the Japanese tobacco came from places like New Guinea and the Dutch East Indies, other places. Basically, tropical climates is where they grew and manufactured the cigarettes. So we showed you this pack in the last video. You can go back and watch that. And by the way, just when you go to YouTube, just search under Legacy Collectibles, smoking, and you'll find that video. Again, it has 1 million views. But let's take a look at the new edition, and this is a pack of Japanese cigarettes. Now, when I Googled Japanese cigarettes, lo and behold, I was shocked to find out that Ian McCollum actually did a video about Japanese cigarettes. And that's because an author wrote a book, a friend of Ian's, wrote a book on Imperial Japanese cigarettes. And so he had several examples. Here's a couple pictures of the different types of cigarettes. And he also translated some of the writing on here. If you look over my shoulder on this shot, you can see that this was smashed. Now, the story that was told when these were captured, a soldier, a U.S. soldier captured a Japanese soldier, and in his front pocket, in the vest pocket up by his chest, these were there, and of course they easily are smashed. And so this packet was smashed, and therefore the cigarettes are smashed. But that does not scare us one bit, because we're going to smoke one anyway. I'm told that some of this writing, I believe this is upside down, and this says military use. And this is the name of the company. And I did not translate that, but military use, this was issued to the military. And this is what they look like. So again, these are a little bit smashed, but it actually looks like a reefer. Not that I would know what that looks like, but I've seen pictures. This is smashed. I'm told this says good luck, or it's like a best wishes kind of thing for the soldiers, you know, live long and prosper. But it's a Japanese saying for good luck. So there's an example of the cigarette itself. Let's compare the two cigarettes. Okay, this is obviously in much, actually I'd say in pristine condition, and is broken right here. Here it's still sealed. This basically said that they paid the tax on it. That's a symbol for the Turkish tobacco and the tobacco company. And we already mentioned the Waffen stamp. Oh, 24 pieces, so there's 24 cigarettes. So we pull this open like this. I'm trying to be very gentle, and pull out a cigarette. And you can see the company logo here. It's actually remarkably similar. This being smashed, it's hard to say for sure, but they're about the same size. They have about the same paper, a very, a very fragile paper, and then writing from maybe the company and a saying, and this is the Turkish company that made the cigarettes. So there's the two cigarettes. The Japanese one is just a little bit longer. Again, let's get a lucky strike in here and do all three. The American cigarettes were far superior, and that's why when you watch movies, you often see captured prisoners, the first thing they ask for is cigarettes. The German prisoners, the Japanese prisoners are asking for cigarettes if they were addicted to nicotine, and the American cigarettes were known for being so much better. They were after American cigarettes. Okay, I already mentioned that Ian did a video on Japanese cigarettes, and I don't want to say who does better videos, Forgotten Weapons or Legacy Collectibles, but I will say that in that video, Ian said, we thought about smoking them, but we decided not to because there could be mold in there, mold spores, some poisons from the chemical sprays, but then also tuberculosis could be in here. So he decided not to smoke it. And I just want to say that Legacy Collectibles goes the extra mile for our viewers and our subscribers, because Randy and I are going to smoke one of these. I hope that when you burn this, it would kill any germs or molds, but we're going to try it anyway. Now, you can see I'm even wearing the same shirt that I did way back then, a year ago. I deliberately got the same shirt. Not sure about the helmets, and I don't think Randy has the Yellowstone shirt on, but we're going to go out on the porch and smoke a German and a Japanese cigarette from World War II. That's right, 80-year-old cigarettes. We're going to do it again. Okay, we're back out on the front porch again. Now, you might wonder why we're wearing the helmets. The answer is, I have no idea, but we did it last time, so we decided to do the helmets again. We're reenactors. When I look at last year's video and read the comments, two of the most common comments we got throughout the whole thread was, I said Hitler was a health nut, and then the fact that he used drugs, that people found that kind of ironic. And the second most common was when Randy and I both said, we're not smokers. I said, I don't smoke. Randy said, I don't smoke. people said, Randy's a pro.
Yeah.
And he's totally lying. They did total BS on Randy. So, also, I'm going to try to conserve. I'm going to be a little bit cheap and try to conserve these cigarettes. So I think what we'll do is we're going to share, kind of like a doobie. I don't know what that's like, but
yeah.
So I'm going to have Randy light up the German cigarette first, and we'll both take a couple. I'm not inhaling because I never smoked, so I would choke. Plus, I don't want to get tuberculosis. Remember, Ian wouldn't do it, but we will because we love our supporters. Randy will do the German one. We'll both take a couple puffs, and then we'll do the Japanese one. And then we'll give you a contrast and compare.
That sounds good to me.
And the only thing missing will be the Lucky Strikes, and I have challenged our viewers to send us a pack of Lucky Strikes.
Yeah, we need to do that next.
It's got to be 80 years old or older.
That's right.
All right, so let's light up.
Want to start off with that one?
No, let's start off. Oh, German.
You got the German
Japanese.
ones.
You can tell this is Japanese. And so.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to light this using a Walther matchbox. Yeah.
Very rare, by the way.
Very rare.
Good thing he's a pro. Man, that thing's puffing up fast. Throw it over the fence.
I'll toss this over here.
Good.
Okay, just as I remember it. It's very good.
Didn't you last time you say it was chocolatey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
It's still chocolatey.
Now we are trying to conserve, just because there's no way I'm going to smoke a whole cigarette. So I don't want to throw them away. So
there you go. What do you think? Not very good?
A little more stale than I remember.
Yeah, they're getting staler by the year. So it's still good. I'm going to take one more of this one. All right, you hold that.
All right, now for the Japanese. By the way, it says...
Oh, you already have one. Okay.
It says good luck. You already have one?
All right. Let's light this one.
I get that.
Thank you, sir. Oh, boy. I'm a little nervous with this one.
Yeah.
All right, hold that, Tom.
A little,
no, I need that.
A little TB never hurt anyone.
Yeah, whatever. You only live once, right?
Randy is a pro, by the way.
Hold that. Ugh. It's not as bad as I would have thought.
You don't taste any chemicals or?
No TB. It's not that bad. It definitely tastes staler and doesn't have that strong tobacco flavor.
Quick comparison. Ready?
You do a hit.
Tastes like smoke.
It tastes like smoke, right? But it is a little staler.
Yeah.
It's like.
Okay, I'm done. I'm going to go back to shooting guns. It's a lot safer.
I enjoy this part.
And how about two-fisted? Can you do two-fisted?
Oh, I sure can.
All right.
Let's try them like this. Got that, Logan? That's a Japanese cigarette. It's fine. Like it's not like disgusting in any way. It just definitely tastes older than the German cigarette, for sure.
Okay.
The tobacco tastes like a lower quality, I would say. Yeah, but it's not that bad. You would think after this many years it would be like unsmokable, but it's not.
Yeah.
You want to try it again, or are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
But you know what, guys? Let's get to a million views. Let's see if we can get this one to go viral as well. And if you have some cigarettes you want us to compare, go ahead and send them. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for liking and subscribing to our channel. And I promise, starting next week, we'll be showing you some really cool guns again.
All right, guys, one more hit for the road. That was a big one. Very good.
All right.